Abandoned church is our goal. Door to the mortician's hut. I might actually have a key for this. Some kind of trap here. So all that water, so I'm guessing it's an electricity trap. Multiple elemental mines. Probably, it looks like an earth elemental mine. What would be the opposite of it? Water? Yeah, I think water. There were two types of these. One that can only be destroyed by the same element and one that can be destroyed by the opposite element. Not sure if this is either. Not like I can do all that much about it anyway, I don't really have those type of spells. Okay, it looks like this just produces the water, and actually... bigger shit. Ooh, wooden figurine. Why are these wooden figurines all over the place? Ah, it's a trigger. Okay. Shoots the light. Need to make more grenades. So as long as the water isn't going to be filling this room, we should be fairly well protected from lightning bolts. Telluran's secret chest. We do have a key for this. Unsent letter to the conduit. So the conduit of the goddess, or whoever you prefer to call yourself. It has taken some time, but I have nearly fulfilled my promise. Brachus Rex has been located and I'm prepared to restore him. Once I've acquired the information you seek, I will write to you immediately. If you decide to return his remains, you will need to know the way. Here is what you must do. Enter the ancient church in the outskirts of Seal. On 4 of its walls you'll find 4 unique paintings. Lift these and press the buttons beneath. This will move the altar in the middle of the floor far enough for you to enter the flare below. Once inside, your amulet will be sufficient to deactivate the barrier. Enter the door within and Brachus Rex will await you. I have heard of the White Witch's fate, and I have no desire to cross you as she must have. I'm not like your sister. I will not disappoint you in this matter. Until we speak again, Dr. Theleron Hashnitor. So, mother. How many of them are here? Treat us all. Strong male bracers. You need no woman. Summon undead warrior. That would be witchcraft, definitely. Letter addressed to Theleron. Hopefully that deactivated the sparks. Letter addressed to Theleron. Theleron's diary. So what trouble were you cooking up here? Level 8 skeleton. For 28 seconds. Cannot be poisoned, and piercing weapons only do 75% of damage. Immune to bleeding attack. Very low saving throws against physical and mental statuses, has a special attack that can inflict bleeding. Well, this is definitely your department. Theleron, I'm sending you a new apprentice. She's more powerful than you by tenfold, but appearances are appearances, and I don't want to raise a single eyebrow. Do not deviate, Doctor, or you may find yourself in a rather unfortunate situation indeed. Brachus Rex will see the light of day once more. You will serve so that he may serve, she who is greater than us all. Signed the Conduit. Through blood her power flows. Through blood her triumph grows. And to the good Dr. Theleron, you have denied my divinity, but you were wise not to deny my power. I wait eagerly for the results of your search. Patience, however, has never particularly become me. I expected that finding Brachus Rex would have been a matter of weeks, not months, for researchers as practiced as yourself. I have left you with bloodstones of such power that reviving him sufficiently to answer a simple query should hardly have been a problem. I hope I won't regret entrusting this to you, Doctor. Signed, the Conduit of the Goddess. Through blood her power flows, through blood her triumph grows. Theleron's diary. My research continues to weave down interesting and long-forgotten paths. Night after night I find myself drawn into esoteric tomes, convinced, perhaps foolishly, that one will yield the kernel I need. The eternal secret. If it is to be found, I will find it. A monumental day. In my searching, I uncovered a tome containing the arcane mythology of those wretched sorcerer kings who nearly undid all of Riverland. These myths, once widely believed by credulous peasants, have long been dismissed and discredited. Still, I promised myself that I'd leave no stone unturned in my pursuit of knowledge. The volume looked as though it had received the same treatment as the barbaric King Brachus, whipped, burned, left to dangle in the wind, and hastily buried. The tome, the Book of Immaculates, it's called, claimed most insistently that Star Stone, a petty crystal, could be imbued with the essence of life and used to heal men, even those teetering on the brink of death. At first I dismissed the proclamation as superstition. Still, as the hours wore on, the idea began to seem less and less ridiculous. These stones, mere shards most often, appear in more than one mythology. Here the fallen tears of the Almighty, there the rejected stars of the cosmos. No matter the fiction, they always seem to retain some otherworldly origin. Fortunately, a star stone was hardly difficult to come by. I wrenched a shard of the length of my finger from an old dagger passed down to me by generations of Hashnitors before me. I inspected it closely, but still no special properties appeared to my naked eye. The book's instructions were clear enough, and I followed them exactly. It was no pleasure to slit the throat of one of Bertia's panicked roosters, but when I held in my hand a starstone turned from a dull blue to a deep swirling red, a stone that seemed to throb, alive in my very hand, the discomfort of the sacrifice vanished entirely. Bloodstone. I'm not too modest to say my renown has spread afar. Who else can heal the sick, the wounded, and the nearly dead within a matter of minutes? Who else can return the spirit of life to a vessel nearly undone? And what about a vessel that has been undone? Though I have yet to make the attempt, I grow curious about the stone's true power. If it can heal wounds of every make and manner, might it also heal the ultimate wound? Might it also reverse death? Even now as I write, her smoke and spices haunt me. Malia calls to me. She wants to come home. Would that be the grave that I went to pick up? A strange guest has joined me. She said she knew of my method and that she, messenger of the goddess, could help me achieve new heights of healing, as long as I promised to serve her. Naturally, my first guess was that she'd been touched by madness. Me serve some false prophet? Unlikely. But despite her claims, the woman, calling herself the conduit, does seem to know how to manipulate bloodstone in astounding ways. On her first night here, she took me at midnight to a forgotten cemetery outside Sicil's walls. I carried the shovel, she the bloodstone. Before morning's first light, and to my amazement, she had raised a long-decayed skeleton into a walking automaton. The creature was grotesque, no more alive now than it had been for the last 100 years, but animated nonetheless. I must wonder, after what I've seen, if this mysterious stranger might hold the key I've been looking for. Life after death. Life beyond death. Idea has set my mind ablaze. She has promised me everything, that is to say, the only thing I have ever wanted. The conduit says that she knows the secret to reanimating a corpse not only with life, but with a soul. She knows I would do anything to earn this information, but since I would not be fooled by her little act as some goddess's messenger, she has asked me to earn her secret in another way. I have now labored for the conduit a full month and have made surprising headway toward fulfilling her request. Soon enough my end of the bargain will be complete, and then will come hers. The path that leads toward Brachus Rex is terrible and twisted, fraught with fiends each more terrible than the last, more horrible than the last. But I seek them each by each, and I raise them one by one, and every second I stare into their vile hell-sent face brings me closer to him. I will speak to the Source King. I will wrench from him the secret the conduit so craves, and when I present it to her, she will give me what I desire. Yeah, I hope you got that in writing. How can it be that a year has passed? How could I have been so close to finding Brachus Rex, yet so impossibly far from him? How long must I still suffer the plague of undead I have unleashed upon their doors in my... I have unleashed upon their doors in my... I have unleashed upon their doors in my pursuit. The conduit has grown impatient and sent her watchdog Evelyn to make sure I am adhering to my promise. The dagger she set upon me with her every gaze will hardly hasten my process. I'm as desperate as anyone to raise the Source King.
I thought this shack would be abandoned, but it seems to be recently used.
No shit.
And it has its very own...
Foreboarding hatch? Should we go back to the city and talk quickly? There's no way we can do anything from here, but we might be able to, well, I suppose, see what we're up against. Explodey barrely things. Not sure if we should try to explode them from here. I mean, it might be doable, but it might also not kill anything, so we would be wasting them. Level 8 headless zombies. Yeah, I don't think we should be attacking anything here. Not sure if we could, even if we tried.
Inside of Maxos!
Well, there's an ooze barrel here, though. Why? Maybe it's an... well, there was a fight here, so maybe we could have fought through different means. Although, can I combine it with something? A vial. Nope. Purple fabric dye. So dyes can at least be made in the vials, if nothing else. Arrowhead? Yep. Arrowheads work. Canisters do not work. Small poison. That's something I think we've done already, though. It might be worthwhile to combine it with a weapon too. Handcrafted out. I think poison can be done though. I mean, combined with a weapon like that. We should sell away the extra skill books. Either way, I think I'll go to the town. Need to visit Mr. Healer.
your broth with a wheel of the good stuff.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Get it
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Arrowheads are dirt. 18 for 36. 20 arrow shafts for 40. I think this would be a great way to produce.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Pay the big cheese on your broth with a wheel of the
Okay,
good
any
stuff.
interesting skills? Absorb element. At the cost of armor class.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Less movement, more chance to hit. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good stance to take.
Excuses more holes than a slice of this fine.
Ricochet. Force up to 4 times to different targets. Plus 50 chance to hit with a ranged weapon for 4 turns. Removes blindness.
Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Increases luck and critical chance of you and all around you. Improves the odds of finding valuables.
Many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fire.
I really want
Quiet
this.
day on the market,
I
it
suppose I
seems.
do, because it's a stance. It doesn't cost anything to use. So naturally, if we don't want to move, we just put it on and get an instant plus 30 to our chance to crit. The usual chance is around 60, so it will raise it close to 100.
Excuses more holes than a slice of this fine almond.
And what will we give in return? Horrible sadistic poniard of ice. Right. Anything else? Want to take
Quiet day on the
my...
market, it seems.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about the maps. Actually, they do. Yeah, we can sell the maps back. Okay, we can get some of the money back. Okay, that makes quite a bit of a difference.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Okay, so it more or less just requires an initial investment. We got still most of the money is wasted, no doubt. So it's not like a way to earn money, but at least you can get some of it back. We wasted 3,500 on these items that are worth maybe a third of that. At the same time, we actually are using now, or
Quiet day
are
on the market,
potentially
it
using quite a
seems.
few of them. So I don't feel bad about the trade. I suppose that's the more important part.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
I'm also pretty sure that
See you. I'm a painter by trade, as you. I travel around Ambervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps.
yeah, I think if
Like
we
this
rob
monster
any
I'm working
places
on
in
now,
this
and
city
the
anymore, we
landscape
are going
that
to
surrounds
dump it
me.
all under broom. He's probably gone. Well, what a shock. They somehow know. That would be the wife's grave or daughter's grave or whoever it is. Loot everything. Arrow shafts. Frost grenade. Pretty sure I have one fun with fluids already. Water barrel. A lot of empty bottles.
Not even worth the rummaging.
Quite a few trap disarm kits. And mostly rubbish. Painting of a pig. Pretty sure I've robbed these places already, right? And I. Okay. We're gonna go and take this road up there. Seems like the most obvious. Not this one. Or is it this one? No, it's not that one. It's this one. It's not filled with fire and death, so I'm guessing it's preferable to me. I don't have to constantly fight against that. And they block the obvious path in a surprise move. But first level marksman might be worthwhile even to just buff the chance to get extra loot out of these containers. There's some items we could also use for that. Basically, if we would go for the loot containers where we buy the maps, I think it would be worthwhile because all the fighting is gone and there seems to be a good chance of finding something decent in them even when you have nothing really working for in your advantage. Walter McWishingwell. There is a chest here. I don't think it's one of the treasures either. There's a chest. Cooking pot. Freezing arrow. Hurtful elegant clawed fire wand of dazzling. Has immolation, can blind a target. That's a decent amount of fire damage too. Better than what I have. Much better. Water and poison resistant sarong versus sarong does nothing. Not a tough choice. Somehow I don't think fire damage is really the thing to go with. I mean, the undead might react fairly well to it, but there's a full large area of fire I have to pass in order to get access to it. What the hell is this wishing well?
Well, 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 what have we here? A wee wanderer wandering after a wonderful wishing well?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Walter Wellington McWishingwell. Well met. Won't you call me Wally, though? It was that my brother William, why he was a winsome well, would hand out wishes with me, but he's since been whisked off to somewhere wild and wintry, and poor Wally's been left to whinge and wax all by his onesie.
Tell me more about your brother.
Oh, my poor wayward William. He was snatched away by the wicked Winter King and whisked into a wild world of whirling snow. I wonder, would you be willing to take a whack at bringing Willie back? I would weep wishes for weeks if I could see him again. I can teleport you to the Winterland right now.
Sure.
Give Willie my regards. Send him my good wishes. Now wave bye-bye.
I'm guessing the whale can do something about the fire. Suddenly, Hyberheim lava pits. Yay. We need a key. So why suddenly we're in a somewhat complicated. Doesn't actually appear that we can do all that much here. Unless this door mystically opens on itself. It might. There's a lever there. Is there any way we could get past it?
Brothers, allies, friends, willfully wrenched apart by a wicked wretch.
What is this place? Ooh, you can actually trade things.
Hyberheim, of course, the winter realm of the land of Fairy. At which winter worlds have you been weekending, if not Hyberheim?
Tell me about yourself.
I admit it with a weighty heart. I am weary. I am worried. I, William Wellington McWishingwell, am not well at all. I was snatched by the wild and wicked Winter King, Boreas the Wretch, and whisked into this prison. It was a wish he wanted, and a wish I had to grant. But I'm weary of thinking of the hows and whos and whys. There's no way to escape my fate now.
Tell me about your brother, Walter.
Oh, my wily old Wally, what a wonderful well is he! Won't you give him my regards when you see him? In fact, would you like me to whisk you to him now? Wally's always within reach when you're with Willy. Would that I could whoosh after him myself. Well, as you wish.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, how I wish there were, dear wanderer. This woeful abode is sealed fast and can only be opened from without. Were there another entrance into this winterland, however, you might be able to help. Wherever your wanderings may take you, remember, if you find a new way into the winterland, don't forget your friend, Willy. The wily Winter King used a wicked scroll to steal me. Perhaps if you found that scroll, you could use it to whirl me home to Wally. I believe he'll keep it among his other valuables, to wit, the treasure room. Oh, my would that I could whoosh after him. Very well, very well.
Well, we got a huge amount of experience out of it for doing basically nothing.
Well, what do you wish to say? Words are like wine, you know. Wield them well, or wake up weak and woeful.
Can you grant me a wish?
Would that I could, but without my dear brother, I'm a woeful wisp of my former wonderment. We work in tandem, you see, and Willie's always been stronger. He might manage to work alone, but I'm a weakling without him with me. I'm Walter. It was that my brother... Oh, I wonder. I can teleport you to the... Well, you know where to find me when you wish to go. I wish you well.
Okay. We're getting fairly close to a level up. So anyway, to the Fairy Kingdom. Fair enough. There really isn't all that many places I can go to. Yeah, it looks like this or nothing. So I want to go in the area with fire. Doesn't look mandatory, which might make it interesting. It does seem that it's a temporary thing, so you can get rid of the fire, but it'll close behind you. Probably because there's a charged bone python. Probably quite a few more, in fact. But if you go from this direction, there is no fire. Auto save. There is a lot of oil though.
What's this? I found something.
You found what? Where did you find it? Ah. Yeah, we found the treasure map file. Water and fire. A lot of graves. Should we dig them up? I think which leads to a fight if I go there. Same time, I want to at least see what the graves hold. I mean, not dig them up, but the gravestones.
Here lies Marxism. He was full of great ideas, but never worked out. Here lies Rocky. Doc, it's only a scratch. Here lies Istrid, knower of noses.
And 3 graves. Yeah, I'll pass. Not in the nature of my characters. There's something suspicious, sure, no hesitation, but these seem like pretty typical graves. What is this?
Here lies Madame M. Montgomery. Mourn her.
I've spotted something interesting.
The tomb of the unknown ambition. Lay your hopes to rest here.
This is not a treasure map site. Basically, I'll forget this if I don't load it now. How many lucky items do we have? Lucky charm +1. Wouldn't be that bad either. Slightly lower armor class, but it's not like we're gonna use the pickpocketing either. Some of the daggers or other weapons might have had lucky charm too. We've gotten rid of them a long time ago though. And 1 extra point might make a difference, but I don't care that much. And anyone else? I wonder if we can combine the buffalo amulet with something. Yeah, one of the weapons we basically carry with us are upgradable. A unique item that basically serves no purpose at all. I think there was some other item like this. Something worth testing. A pair of boots with luck. I didn't give it too much thought. when I started seeing those items. I wondered what it was, but I thought it was basically a little bit of extra random crap. I wonder if it's something a bit more than that. I don't... Is there a skill for it? They're the boots, but is that all? It very well could be. Don't really matter. Is it an actual skill though? Yeah. Determines your luck in finding extra treasure and improves your offense rate. So, more accurate strikes and extra crap. But what I was wondering is, does it improve the quality? Because everything sort of seems like it's random crap. So would be the likelihood of getting higher quality, so epic or legendary. I suppose boots are better than nothing. The Lucky Charm boots. The Legend of the Weresheep. One of the sheep in the village mentioned this. The Legend of the Weresheep by Falcon Black. Legend after legend and rumor after rumor pour forth how the first weresheep rose, like a gnarled and terrible weed from the ground. Some say a shepherd paid an evil witch to bless his herd, but soon found his woolly friends grew a taste not for grass, but flesh. Others claim weresheep are the eternal child of the goddess of livestock and the lord of unholy necromancy. But one fact remains true. Every passing year their numbers dwindle. Great mystery surrounds the existence of the last remaining weresheep. But these rift-running death dwellers are difficult to find. He who seeks his own set of weresheep armor will search a lifetime or longer before he finds what he seeks. Rumors tell that the final weresheep, solitary in its wanderings, has been sighted only once in the last century. Its location is disclosed in a legendary scroll last seen in the realm of Fairy, free for the taking by any soul brave enough to risk the wrath of the Winter King. Okay, there's another reason for us to try to go there. Is there a reason it was found here? How do you go the realm of the Fairy? There's a lot of explodey thingies here. Graveyard madmen. I suppose the bigger question here is, do we want to go into the abandoned church first? Or do we want to clear out the surrounding areas? Although... yeah... the church seems like an easier target to reach. I think we should tackle that first.
Spy any traps ahead?
Graves. Not sure I want to try to dig them up.
Here lies Madame Fawcett, dog person.
Right. Seems to be friendly.
Here lies Vissar, soul stolen by the Miramac. Fear him.
Aha! I have company, I see. And it's such a delightfully opportune moment, too. I'm just about to conduct a small experiment, and if you have an interest in magic and science, you'll oblige me by taking part in it, will you not? I've laced this area with more than a few pernicious little friends who are simply bursting with the anticipation of supper. But they simply abhor uncooked meat, so you may find they'll want to char you before ripping out your throats. Now, your job is to put up a mite of resistance against your inevitable death. Sounds good, yes? Right then. On your mark, get set, go.
Don't run into the oil when he says they're going to cook you. Bombs? That's a lot of bombs. That is a lot of bombs. Shit. That is a lot of bombs. The most sensible thing would probably be to just straight up retreat and start firing things up. And we're oiled! Yeah, there's no easy way to escape. I don't think a single one or two is gonna be too big of a problem. There is the option to wait. Well, you don't have that option currently. Because I already used some of my points very likely. I don't want to blow anything up while we're still so close to them. Might be able to knock one of them. Did some of our guys die? No. Roderick's in a bit of a bind now though. Fire shield, witchery spells, fire, 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 fire. Roderick, don't think you can reasonably escape. Accept a little bit of fire damage. I'm gonna need the extra points. Okay, they will not reach me. They don't have that much movement. And if one of them dies, they all go up. I do like the fight in the sense that it's actually something different. If we basically kill one, they're all gonna die.
Into the fray once more.
Indeed. There's not much we can do. Actually, not much we should do. I don't think we really need to do anything. If I put a little bit of fire in there, it doesn't really matter where it goes. They cannot simply reach me no matter what they do without walking through enough fire to destroy themselves.
Let's turn up the heat.
They can't even see me anymore. Witchery skills. Yeah, this. No, it's fire. Always fire, I guess. Sort of has the same color as Witcher spells, though.
Bless the seven, I am restored!
Yes, you are. Need to go at least a little bit further. It would be. He's out of sight. I can't do anything to. Can't. I guess we'll wait. The only one who doesn't actually have to see anything properly to still do a decent amount of damage.
Flaming sphere!
Where are you gonna go? And he's dead. Yeah, we're just gonna wait.
Time, eh, my friends?
Don't really see a reason to do anything else. I mean, even if I could get rid of the fire, I would still have to wait out the smoke. So either way, it's not gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen until the smoke clears a little bit. After that, it will basically end in a second. I might be able to fireball their asses, I suppose. In 3 turns. Alternatively, fire and an arrow somewhere there. Explosive arrow is a bit of a waste though. I fired on the ground. Nothing. It'll create a huge amount of steam if I do this. I'll just delay. Fireball will be ready in 2 turns. Oh, 1 turn. What's the range? Not quite there. Very close though. Yeah, now we can do that. The ring. There we go. And they're all grouped together, so it doesn't matter what I do. He's too slow to get there though. Can't see a target. Surely you can see someone. Still one. And of course you can see shit. I suppose it doesn't matter. We could even back off a little bit. No harm in it for us. It is not going to have the movement to reach us.
My true skills lead to your false steps.
I was supposed to just trip him a little bit. I don't think tripping even
What a deluge.
Yeah, it does damage, but the damage is so goddamn pathetic. I didn't think it would die from that. What do you want?
Cheery spot we've found in this graveyard. As rife with the signs of necromancy as corpses are with worms. Though perhaps necramatacy is a more fitting, if rather contrived word for what we've witnessed here. To the grave they are drawn, and into the grave they creep, the maggot musterers that plague Sicil with their petty witchcraft. None of them grasp that necromancy, true necromancy, is the pursuit of life everlasting. That its end goal is to play chess with death and topple his king. Necromancy as we know it is an art practiced by base-born dilettantes. That is the real tragedy we are confronted with.
Yeah, sounds tempting. The means may lack in morality, but for such an end, they might be worth it.
Ha! How highly refreshing it is to mark that the swords of ignorance have not as yet cut out your eyes like they have in so very many. You are not blind to the ambition, pure and true, that drove the patriarchs of necromancy, even though its purity has been veiled of late in the common horrors of the coffin. Commendable of you, Source Chaser. I had not expected such lucidity of mind within the confines of a mere huntsman's skull.
Yes, he has a huge amount of interactions relating to undead. That cannot be a coincidence. I mean, Medora hasn't said shit. Ooh, water stab. Pocket change. How to speak troll, zombie edition. Curing fine water staff of the Vandal. Hit points. Decent amount of water damage, I suppose. I think we had a water weapon already. Staff, probably. No, not on this guy, at least. So it's actually useful. Do you have a water weapon? Not at all. Yes, you do. Brutal glowing metal water staff of Doctor. Much worse. Damage-wise, not, but they have the same special extra hit points, and this has 42 instead of something like 13. Still, can't actually do water damage on that scale at the moment, so it's useful.
Here lies Miss Anthrope, who said she'd rather die than socialize and went to live among the wolves. Here lies Vissar, soul stolen by the Miramac. Fear him. Final resting place of Bree. Insert something cheesy. Here lies Eric. He ruined everything. Here lies Terry the Gravedigger, buried by an amateur.
Probably should blow this away too. Just gonna get sick or oiled up or something.
Here lies Joe, Sicil's worst shoemaker. He never knew when something was afoot.
Seem to be fairly well separated from the fire area. From what I can tell, the fire area is probably a way to move to another map section. So it's easy to get to the church, but if we want to go through the fiery things, that's probably best left not attempted. Yeah, there's water and fire and God knows what. No, it's a dead end. No, it's not. It has multiple different locations, rather. Might be able to go even down there. I doubt it.
Here lies Fluffy, gone to the great litter box in the sky. Mummy loves you. Schnookums. Here lies Lady Cordelia Grain, whose hats were nearly too fancy.
Right, lot of chances of explosions here.
Final resting place of Lord Joshua Cheapskate Andrimo, who should have paid the stone carver. Here lies Raskadrixes, born a lowly goblin, died the 72nd mayor of Sicil.
I'd like to clear the outside area of the abandoned church. Clearly there's a deeper section of it goes underground. I don't think I have time to go to it yet at this time. Okay. So we can go through fire and then come through all the way here.
Here lies Lord Walden, who requests that any speaking ill of him box their own ears. Here lies Baron von Thornlair, the finest poet in Rivellon.
Any other opposition? Wouldn't be surprised if we're getting at least one more fight at the church.
Here lies Nosgoroth, Scourge of the Fifth Sea. Here lies Sinwil, who was allergic to vowels. Here lies Sir Oops, whose mother loved him dearly, eventually. Here lies Jorret, a burden on us all. Here lies Lady Bravey, a forgetful mum who had 2 babies, maybe.
Right. Either way, there's a secret we have to go. And I might as well go for it right now. Somewhere next to the tree.
Well, what's this I've spotted?
Indeed. Yellow fabric dye. Fake ruby. A rare, highly valued gemstone called the God's Heart by the faithful dwarven miners, the mountain range. Crossbow, elegant leather bracers. They can't possibly be worth it. A piece of crap. And what's the other one? Telekinesis armor. We have telekinesis and blacksmithing armor. This has a slightly better armor class, but that's about it. I'll keep my blacksmithing and telekinesis armor, thanks. So, a piece of crap. With the combined value of what? About 500 gold. So, considering that you can sell the stuff back, we're not gonna get 500 gold out of those items. Yeah, everything is just a loss. Loss. I suppose the idea is that money ultimately is worthless anyway, so it's more valuable to get a dice roll at extra loot than stare at your gold figure.
Here lies Nosgoroth, Scourge of the Fifth Sea.
That's where we must go.
In Rivellon, we are our own judges. This ghostly form is the finest blessing we can hope for.
They're ghosts.
The sights, the sounds, the chaos.
Here lies
Who'd give all
Sidoreth.
this up
She
for
herself
oblivion?
made sure her coffin was secured.
Can we talk to the rats? God damn
Who
it,
wants
rat.
to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivellon, we are our own judges.
There's something to it, isn't
This
there?
ghostly form is the finest blessing we can hope for. The sights, the sounds, the chaos.
I'm almost certain I saw Ebenezer's old cat in the King Crab Inn. But that's impossible, isn't it?
No, it's not
Who wants to be
impossible.
judged by a panel of stony-faced gods?
Here
In
lies
Rivellon,
one
we are our
whose
own
lucky
judges.
dice finally failed him.
This ghostly form is the finest blessing we can hope for.
Strange.
The sight, a mortal. Aha! Well, surely I don't have to tell you how much better a life or death here in Rivellon is compared to a dreadful eternity in the Hall of Echoes.
I see. Why are you ghosts hanging around here?
Beats me. We're hardly the only Sicilians lost at sea. But there's some strange magic afoot of late. The dead can't seem to stay that way. We were all aboard a ship, headed from Arata to Fair Sicile. But upon our return, the lighthouse failed to shine its light. We were lost upon the rocks and flung far and wide upon the tempestuous waves.
Tell me about the Hall of Echoes.
The final resting place for those deemed worthy of paradise. Paradise after life? Ha! Look around. Paradise is opening your eyes. Or in my case, gazing through the ectoplasm and seeing the wide, wild world around you. Can you imagine anything worse than being stuffed up into oblivion with the rest of the dead? Ah, give me tragedy, chaos, beauty, and delight. My companions would do well to stop pining and start enjoying, no?
And who are you exactly?
The name's Ebenezer. Pleased to make your acquaintance. You've probably been meeting some sad souls around here, but I sure as hell ain't one of them. In life, my interests were soft leathers, southern vintages, sun-ripened afternoons, and ample-fleshed companions. Each sense was a source of new and familiar pleasures, and I luxuriated in them all. As a ghost, I admit that many of those pleasures evade me, but Rivellon still smacks of life more than the Hall of Echoes could. Though half the fun of fun is sharing your exploits with an eager ear, you know? Oh, what I'd give to find my little buddy again. The best listener I ever had the pleasure of regaling.
Who's your little buddy?
The ship that sunk and turned us all into phantoms? She was home to a sweet old tomcat, Oscar by name, who'd curl up cozy as can be on my pillow. We shared many stormy nights while I scratched his little chin and whispered stories of my youthful exploits. But I reckon cats don't stay on as ghosts after they pass, 'cause the little furball is nowhere to be seen. That, or the lucky bastard managed to survive the wreck. He was a scrappy old fellow after all.
So we should talk to him about this, I guess.
My mother would scold me well and good for standing here and listening to old Ebenezer deriding the gods. But what else is a ghost to do all day? He's one of us after all.
Who are you?
I tend to avoid thinking of the life I used to lead. The life of a traveler, a sailor, a free spirit. Those memories would break my heart, if a heart I still had.
Okay, tell me about the Hall of Echoes.
Judged by a panel of stony-faced gods. In Rivellon, we are
where the dead go to live a proper afterlife. A much more welcoming environ than this dingy cemetery, I'm sure.
What about Ebenezer?
For some reason, he insists he doesn't want to go to the Hall of Echoes, to the afterlife. He claims we weren't cursed, but blessed to roam Rivellon forever. Most of us feel sorry for the poor fellow.
We are our own judges.
My word! A warm blood! Welcome to our abode of exile, and pay no mind to Ebenezer there. I think his ship is short of a few sails, the poor fellow.
Tell me about him.
For some reason, he insists he doesn't want to go to the Hall of Echoes, to the afterlife.
Yeah, same shit.
Oh, if only I could sail the sea again. The sea and the thrill of life.
A Hall of Echoes.
Where the dead go to live a proper afterlife. A much more welcoming environment than this dingy cemetery, I'm sure.
For oblivion.
Right.
My mother would scold me well and good for standing here and listening to old Ebenezer deriding the gods. Oh, if only I could. For some reason, he insists he doesn't want to go where the dead go to live a proper afterlife.
Yeah, they're all repeating the
a much
same
more
thing.
welcoming environment than this.
We'll unlock the quick travel, talk to the cat he has.
Here lies Valius the Mute, whose death was unheard of.
Strange. Strange indeed.
Here lies Saladin, world-renowned fortune teller. Honestly, I have no idea.
We might get a key to this if we help them, so I don't want to use luck.
Here lies Ignitus, finally at peace with a life of terrible, terrible choices. Just
Go on, then, Ed. Speak your piece.
We did unlock it, right? Weapon shrine. Okay, it should be easy to wrap this up, whatever the wrapping up includes. That will leave us to church for another time. I suppose I could loot the... Yeah, there is a fight here though. The conduits. Probably can't fight against the conduit. I actually don't want to even try. It's not gonna be a short fight.
There's something to it, isn't there?
Strange, strange indeed.
Go on then, Ed.
Culture.
Speak your piece.
Here is Isis, a rock in crisis. Here lies Whitney, the fancy atheist, all dressed up and nowhere to go.
Zombies. Undead Battle Mage. Right, I don't think we want to push further, but we'll have to abandon. Oh, fuck. Yeah, just stay in the poison ooze so I can blast you all to hell. Anything else I can do or want to do? I think I want to wait a little bit. The battle mage is not gonna die from that though, so I suppose I should give him extra things to think about. Good line. Should I use a fireball though? I don't think so. Firefly should really achieve everything I want to achieve. Immune to burning. Because Avatar Fire. Won't last long though. And it doesn't protect from fire damage. So he still took the damage. Specialty arrows? Oh yes. Seem to have a lot of a range attack power. Fire.
I'm on fire!
Mr. Explosion. Zombies are harmless. It's really the battle mage and his two archer friends. Zombies are... I suppose we can ignite them too. Okay. Why did you attack the headless zombie? Run. We're better off trying to do some archery here. God damn it, they're blocking me just fine. Or rather the zombies were blocking me. I'd like to blast something there. Something so he can't just sit there and do nothing. Or sit there in peace and keep firing at me. I want consequences if he has to do that. What do you do? Heal in an emergency. Could go with smoke too, I suppose.
There's no evading my blazing fury!
The burning is quite effective, especially in combined with some kind of blindness effect. Oh shit. Scarlet is fourth. Yep, she's easier. No, for some reason they didn't take the obvious easy kill. Yeah, they're just spreading the damage all over the place, and I don't see why they would.
I'm dying.
Yes, you are. Glad you had a heal going. I need to withdraw.
I float above all danger.
Yeah, that'll allow me to minimize the burning at least.
Fast track!
I don't see how they could have a line of fire on me, so I think I'm safe. Yeah, this is over. No, there's still zombies somewhere. Where? They're so far away, they're not gonna be in trouble. Battle Mage will die pretty much instantly.
Into the fray once more.
Come on, come on. A line of fire, apparently. Come on, just come at me so we can end this. There we go. You can pretty much ignite the zombie with almost any attack. Stunned. Don't really see any reason why I should attack there. Could use a grenade, but the zombie is perfectly harmless. And it will die with this. Warm and over 100 points of damage.
Face the unending darkness. As good as a new penny.
Could you just get rid of the fire? Maybe that'll encourage the zombie to do a suicide jump.
I need to dry off.
Okay, what happens if I would delay your turn? So that's the end of the turn, and it just puts you at the end of this. Not exactly unexpected. Ah, not bad. Didn't want to get into this fight though. Sharp Executioner's Sword. Needs to be an upgrade for you. What else? There's a piece of parchment, but I think that's just a crafting item. Right, not gonna stick my nose there. Not gonna even do the level ups. I do want to see if I can deal with the ghost situation. Guess we need to convince him to go beyond, accept death.
My purveyor of happiness! Maxine and I always rejoice at the mere sight of you.
You used to be called Oscar, didn't you?
Oscar, you say? I haven't been called Oscar in ages. Boy, does that bring back memories. It's the name the ship's cook gave me when I was but a kitten. I remember him rewarding me with bacon every time I caught another rat. And I remember listening to a fellow called Ebenezer, who used to tell me the wildest stories.
What can you tell me about Ebenezer?
A strange bird, that one. Used to indulge in every pleasure of life like there was no tomorrow. Guess there was no tomorrow for him, come to think of it. He would talk everyone's ears off about the delights of fine dining, his fascination with new fashions, about the elation of lovemaking, and so on and so forth. To me, though, never suspecting his revelations would be stored in my mind, he'd whisper of the shadow sides of his indulgent character. Fine dining, yes, on human flesh even. New fashions, sure, even if they meant the annihilation of a species for its hides. Lovemaking, indeed. But sometimes the girls were very young and suffered delicate tortures. Some died in his special chambers, but would still be used. A strange bird, as I'm sure you'll agree. If he were a bit smaller, I might have caught him like I would a sparrow and rid the world of his hidden evils. We are married, my friend. Can you believe? By all means.
Yeah, that changes things. We talked to Unsinkable Sam. He told us about Ebenezer's savage past. Legend of Wareship, it's an actual quest now. Land of Fairy. We can find an ancient scroll indicating the location of the last wareship. The Wishing Brother.
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Riverrun, we are our own judges. This ghostly form is the finest blessing we can hope for.
Can we talk to others first?
The warm blood For some reason, he insists he doesn't. I tend to when we arrive. That's it, kiddo. Explore as much as you can while you've got that youthful vim and vigor about you. Life is a wonderful thing.
Strange indeed.
I've heard about your sick past.
something
What do you
to
have to
it,
say
isn't
for
there?
yourself?
How could you? Those are lies. It was the ultimate pleasure. Oh, how could I hang back if there were even rarer, even more exquisite elations to pursue? How could I let any morsel of satisfaction go untasted in this brief mortal coil? Surely now you understand why I could never submit myself to the judgment awaiting me at the gates of the Hall of Echoes. No. I prefer to remain here for an eternity with a few of my senses, a few of my more delectable memories, than risk being cast into hell.
If he stays here, his past will haunt him forever. At the Hall of Echoes, he may find a way to make up for his terrible deeds.
If he stays here, his past will haunt him forever. At the Hall of Echoes, he may find a way to make up for his terrible deeds.
Agreed. Ebenezer will not enjoy the judgment he faces, but crimes of such horrors demand penance.
Is that so? Is that what you really believe, Source Hunter? Well, forget divine judgment. I say we judge each other here and now. The better of us stays, the worse be damned.
So, why are your compatriots to fight alongside you? Show me what you've got. Fire and earth weakness. Don't even bother with air. Okay. So you're sort of worthless unless we switch something up. Earth Elemental Scroll, Masterable. Wand of some usable damage would be sufficient, I think. It's not much, but it'll allow us to do some damage. Also, do they have 280 hit points? 280, so they're all pretty much equal, do about 100 points of damage. Teleportation would do crushing damage though, but what would be the point? Might be able to freeze them or something, cast slow on someone. And of course you have the goddamn bow in hand. And it's the wrong kind of bow anyway. Well, it basically the air damage is not gonna go through. It's not all that bad actually. But it's not a good thing. Not in this close quarter fighting.
I need to speed things up.
Okay, you might be able to do the most good here. Oh, and if I go into the water, I'm gonna be stuck. Shit.
Hurricane attack!
Firestorm grenade. Shock Cloud. Well, it'll dissipate quickly. What about you? Fire seems to work well on them though.
This is the end for you!
Isn't it though? Yeah, it doesn't really matter what they do. They might give trouble to one of us, but I don't think they can really kill us even.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
They cleared the path for their own destruction.
Death is its own deliverance! Withdraw to inevitable defeat!
I should no. I was thinking maybe I should boost some of my own characters, but they're frozen. They can't do anything.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter how you feel. And you slipped. Doesn't really matter. Still pathetic. Anything good? Wooden log, whetstone, wooden chip, mug of water, pickaxe, chest, poisoned arrowhead. So pretty pathetic food wise. Still, it was a minor quest. Are you telling me I can pick the lock? It's lock level 2. I should be able to pick it, no problem. I don't have lockpicks. I do have lockpicks, but maybe not on this character, rather. Yeah, I think that's the bigger problem. What are lockpicks anyway? I mean, what category of item? They are... miscellaneous? And I still have the ornate chest, right. Lock level 5. I need an additional item, a ring, I think. Maybe I actually have that now. 9 lockpicks. That should fix our problem. Okay. Can we get lockpick to 5? I need 2 rings. There's one. There's the other. And... lockpicking razor, so yeah. I can. I wonder how high will this go? It can't go too far because you get so... these skill points so infrequently. So... does it make any sense to even get a single point here? Or maybe 1 or 2 might be worthwhile, but more, I'm not so sure. Okay. First you. Crap. Crap. Actually, identify it here, please. It's a very good earth wand. Perception and sneaking bonuses. Right. I think you can keep the bone really. Where is the chest? Impressive looking chest. Plague grenade. Yeah, identify the goddamn items here. It's a good sword. Lockpicking and initiative versus hit points. I think I'd rather take the hit points because I usually forget these items on my characters, so the hit points would be much more preferable than a little bit of extra initiative. Although the initiative isn't exactly terrible either. Okay, how good is this sword? Yeah, minimum damage is the same as maximum damage of the other one. It doesn't do fire damage as an extra though. But fire damage is sometimes it's a benefit, sometimes it's not. So I'd rather take the pure extra damage. It's more or less the same damage type anyway, so there's not much of a difference. And we got the helmet. +2 initiative, that's not exactly horrible. So if we ignore the sneaking, the perception might be better for him. Yeah, it's just pretty much a direct upgrade. 5 extra armor points. Also don't exactly have the strength, so I can't use that. Yeah, it's pretty much worthless. It's in the... It basically has attribute requirements that no one can meet. Well, at least no one can meet to the equipment would be an upgrade.
As good as a new penny.
And I think we're done. Some kind of major engagement at church, where they will flee to the lower levels. Don't really see any point in going back to the town, because we might as well loot these. Silver arrows. Scimitar. Earth damage punch daggers, leadership and slowed status. Not actually be all that bad of an item. We have 2 adequate punch daggers. I think we have better ones. Is that it? Yep, that is it.